God dang cucumber, dog. What the freak? You can't do that. What the? Oh, no. Josh, what are you doing? I'm literally gagging, bro. I can't with you. Bro, what did he do? What did I just watch? Dog, that's killing me, dog. Oh my god, bro. Like, what?
We should do some, like, ASMR with, like, pepper chewing. Oh, yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I did this morning. Eat peppers while watching WNBA.
Josh, you don't understand that I'm just sitting here in shock. Like, I need to do so much, and all I can think about is I just watched you deep throat a jalapeno. First of all, I didn't know that those suckers come that big.
Yeah, we get them big out here in California.
I hate it here.
Dude, we're gonna get you to eat a pepper, man, for the last.
I mean, you don't understand. You just don't understand.
Are we live?
Yeah, we are.
Oh.
You're freaking insane, bro. Oh my god. I'm sweating. Josh, do you regularly like go to a doctor?
Yeah.
And does he check your blood to make sure you are a human? Like, yeah. You know what?
I'm telling you, man. I don't know. I must have got it from my grandfather. He used to give me peppers when I was a little kid, like kindergarten. That's what maybe that's where I got my. You watched those games last night?
Yeah, I watched the end of the Warriors, and then Danny was in the hospital, so.
What time did you get home?
Like 10? No, like 11:30, 12. What's up, guys? We are live. Happy Tuesday. I'm at a loss for words right now. Because Josh is the weird. You're like the, and it's always the smart guys that are the weirdest ones, to be honest. You never meet like a cool dude that's sharp, right? If you're cool, then you're dumb as a bag of rocks. That's me. If you're smart, then you have some weird psychotic quirk. Chat. I pop open the camera, right? We're getting the scene set up for stream. Bro, show those. He's got a plate of peppers.
Yeah, man.
The jalapeno is like the size of a cucumber, bro. My man just ate that like an apple, dude. So I'm setting up there. I was like, okay, Josh is weird. I look up and the thing's gone. Freaking weird, bro. Freaking weird, dog.
It's my snack.
What's up, chat? What up, Mike? What up, Mockwall? What up, Doug? Doug says, Gunna, I have a feeling my bad knee. That Bridges goes off tonight. I like Crowder, of course. I'm playing both. I like it. Josh ending last show with a Euro beating gun to it. Oh, yeah, you did try to say Euros goodbye. That's not okay. Mm-hmm. What up, Bape? Mm-hmm. What up, Jeff? What up, Kiefer?
Start a new trend.
No. You know, You know Alex Osmo.
Yeah.
He was using it like that too. Like it was Aloha one time, and like when we were ending a call once, he was like, "All right, you're." I was like, "No, no, that's not. No, it just means hello." And then so I guess it's a smart thing. Smart people like to use "you're" in the wrong way. What's up, Kiefer? What up, Chris? What up, V Jeff? Exit screaming. Oh man, he got the mammoth jalapeno, bro. I didn't know they come that big. I really didn't. Hey, happy Tuesday, boys and girls. It is Taco Tuesday, so let's go pop open the Discord channel here over at PrizePicks. Let's see what's going on here. I've been doing baseball the last couple hours. I don't know what's going on. So it's like Jimmy. Wait, there's a first taco, which is going to be Jimmy Butler. And now we're picking his stat. So, would you rather reduce Jimmy Butler's stat to points, rebounds, assists, or PRA? My guess is assists since Lowry's out, right? Do a little bit more. What just happened?
I mean, you know what happened last time.
Oh, okay. PRA then, I guess, would be the right way to go. All right, it looks like the field's getting this one right. So the field looks like it's going to make this happen. So the PRA line on Jimmy Butler is probably going to be 34.5 on the PrizePicks taco. I'm clipping whatever you just did, by the way. Probably want assists, right?
I had a mouthful of coffee, man.
God, bro. Oh, my God. I can't with you.
And my tongue is pretty numb.
Are you telling me? So what are you drinking right now?
Just a coffee. A cold brew with some oat
I thought
milk.
you said you had a bang.
I do.
Fam.
I'm double fisting, bro.
You're going to sit there and tell me that you're eating jalapenos while drinking
And
coffee and bang?
Yeah.
You're not human.
We talk about that game last night.
Yes.
I think we should give ourselves a pat on the back, man. We called it.
What do we call it? Steven Adams starting? Yeah.
Steven Adams starting. No one saw that. And then the game staying close. And the Grizzlies mucking it up and being gritty like they have been all season without Morant.
Yeah, Grizzlies are they're literally better without John Morant, right? Statistically, figuratively, defensively. You're weird, man. I can't. Oh, there's no, bro. I could only imagine the.
But I feel like we're the Steven Adams truthers, man. We call him every time, whether he's gonna play or not gonna play.
Yeah.
But I mean, oh man, he was such a mismatch when he played, man. Like what do you have? 15 boards he finished with, 10 points. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do. But the ironic thing is that Memphis still lost on the glass. I think they got out rebounded by 6 rebounds, and that's every game this series they've been out rebounded. So
The Jimmy Butler taco's live, by the way. So if you want to go ahead.
what is it? PRA?
Yeah, PRA 34.5. It's on the board. It's got 3.5 hours left. So 34.5 PRA, which quick reference to the PRA projection that I have for Mr. Butler. If I go to player projection, actually go to player props using the RunDFS.com NBA VIP spreadsheet. I've got him at 35 PRA, so I'm actually not that far in the over, but I am on the over.
Yeah.
Obviously, fantasy points is probably going to be the one I have the most action on, but we might as well grab a little bit of the PRA. And then usually they do the second taco on Twitter, right? Let's bust open their Twitter. Twitter.com/PrizePicks. Nothing yet. Right? All right. So chat, keep me updated. If they drop a Twitter poll, let me know and we'll get it going. Coffee and jalapeno and bang. Josh, what do you weigh? Like 140 soaking wet?
No, I'm like 200, dude. 6'3".
Really? 6'3"?
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, I had you pegged for a little small dude.
What, bro? No,
I
man.
don't know why.
My whole family's really tall. My little boy, man, he's a monster, dude. He's huge for his age. So I'm trying to get him to basketball early.
Jeff says Josh is young. He'll survive caffeine and a few giant peppers. Bro, there are 300 milligrams of caffeine in a can of Bang. In a can of really all these energy drinks. I'm drinking a Reign right now.
Oh yeah, I probably won't live long, dude, but it's all right. Make the best
So
of it.
drinking that at one time, and 200 pounds is still not much. While drinking coffee, while eating jalapenos.
Hey, what? I'm trying to figure out why did So game one was at Miami without Lowry, and Jimmy Butler did not cover the PRA, the Taco PRA. I'm trying to figure out what happened in that game.
Let's flip the
Oh,
rotation.
this is the game. Yeah, this is the game. This is the game where he had the 3.5 assist prop, and he finished
Yep.
with 3 assists. Yep.
Yep.
And he only
Fixes
had
it.
15 points. It was a Bam and Hero game. Okay. All right.
So let's get into game number one here. Philadelphia 76ers at the Miami Heat. Sixers are now with Joel Embiid and James Harden finally having a good game here. They get an opportunity to face the Heat without Kyle Lowry for the second time, but this time they got Joel Embiid. So the pressure is now on Jimmy Butler. Oh man, how am I? I barely took a sip, and I'm like, my digestive system's freaking out. You were out here.
Oh man, Chad, I can't wait. We get him to eat a pepper all together for the last NBA stream.
I would need. There has to be a goal. I would do it. I would do it, but there would probably have to be some like scumbag monetary incentive.
Oh yeah. Let's get like 150 likes and like 100 comments.
No. I mean like, so, I don't know. We need like 40 YouTube or channel members or something like
Okay.
that.
All right. And you eat like a habanero or
Bro, last night. I had a steak quesarito from Taco Bell, and my mouth was on fire.
Oh, I can't wait.
And I'm
for
sure
that.
like half of everyone out there's just like laughing, like what? That's basically mayonnaise.
I can't wait for this.
Adebayo, Jimmy Butler on the court here using NBA Wowie, taking off Mr. Lowry. On the season in this split, Jimmy Butler has a 28.5% assist rate, 27% usage rate. Bam Adebayo, a 23% usage rate. Both Adebayo and Butler have sustained a 1.2 plus fantasy point per minute production rate. There has been moving pieces throughout the season, heroes in and out. Oladipo's barely played, so numbers aren't necessarily 1-to-1, but it gives us a general idea of what we might expect here. So my thought was, when we start looking at the Sixers and Heat game, I'd be interested in some Jimmy Butler fantasy points, and then Adebayo I'm a little less than enthusiastic to get to, and I think you and the chat and the free Discord are as well. I think he had his fun against DeAndre Jordan, but when Embiid got into the mix, things got a little bit tougher. He did shoot really efficient, 9 for 12 in that last outing, and hit all 3 of his free throws. But generally speaking, I think the bulk of my interest is going to be on Jimmy Butler fantasy points, and we might as well take a shot at this Jimmy Butler taco. So looking at the Heat side, with Kyle Lowry out, Butler is the easy number one. Now we play with some tertiary if this then that. I will say essentially the entire Heat team is questionable, Josh. I just didn't feel like typing it all up because they usually all play. But looking at the Heat past Jimmy Butler, first of all, do you agree on attacking Jimmy Butler? I figured fantasy points would be the move. I haven't projected at 49 fantasy points, and they put him at 48, so that's not like that egregious of a gap. Maybe it is the assist that we go to. I guess these numbers looked a little bit better this morning or yesterday. I don't know how much movement we've seen. But what are you thinking on the Heat? The Heat have been the Achilles heel all year, and this has been no different in the postseason. Are you going light on the Heat? Do you like some of these lines on the Heat specifically? And how are you approaching this? Or is this just one of those, the Heat can kick rocks, we're betting on all 3 other teams?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know how I feel about the Heat. I mean, we've seen this story without Lowry, so we're not getting an edge or anything like that. We know what to expect, and at the same time, we don't know what to expect, especially from guys like Jimmy. But I mean, he's been so consistent recently. He's kind of reminding me of the run they made when they were in the bubble, and they just had to rely on him so much, and he just carried them to the finals basically, especially on offense. I mean, how long can he sustain this? I mean, I mean, it's going to be really hard to put a whole team on your back offensively, so he's going to need help, obviously. Um, I think they took away one of our favorite props of his. We've been riding his steal prop, and it's not surprising to me because it was so efficient and worked out for us every time. Maybe they put it back later. Sometimes with these props, they hold out on them, and they'll just like drop them in. Like I noticed they'll drop them in like 30 minutes before lock, and you just got to look out for them. And I think they do that so they can go back and say like, "Oh, look, we provided every prop that we could," kind of thing. So keep an eye out for it. But I think the one I'm gonna keen in on with Lowry being out and how important of a role he's kind of carving out is probably Depot. He's been really active defensively. I mean, he fills the stat line. Like I've said all along, his rebounding is really good for a guard. So his fantasy score is only 22. Right now, you have him projected at, let's see, 32 at 30 minutes. And I think that 30 minutes is generous. I mean, he could play 32 to 34 minutes, and you have him already a 10-point gap. I think I'm leaning towards that as probably one of my favorite of the Heat. And you can even go to his rebounding, like I said, with Lowry being out. Lowry soaks up a lot of boards in that mid-range long rebounding. And Depot's gonna have to pick up some of the rebounding, and his rebound props at 3. But I'm probably gonna lean the 22 fantasy points for him just because he does get stocks as well. And then yeah, Tyler Hero, man, that's another guy. It's so hard to figure out. I mean, he does fill the stat line. I feel like he's gonna be needed today, even more so. And being at home, his shooting could pick up. What do you think about him? I mean, do you want to go, since he fills the stat line, he gets rebounds and some assist spikes here and there? Do you want to go with his fantasy or PRA, or do you want to just stick with his points since he's primarily a scorer?
Let's see. 26.5 PRA, 28 fantasy. I have him at 36 fantasy. So I got an 8-point gap there. That's at least interesting. And
He
then
can get hot from 3 at home too. Him and Strauss. So if you want to go 3-point prop,
let's see, Larry. Let's see, in the game, was this game 2 without Larry? 5 points, 11 points, a little bit of facilitating, a little bit of closing. He closed over Gabe Vincent in that game. They're just so unpredictable. It's like actually annoying.
I know. I mean, at least Depot and Hero are pretty much playing the entire fourth quarters of the games recently. Because Lowry's just like, he's a shell of himself. I kind of had a feeling that he either he wouldn't start, or he just they would shut him down because he just looked like his hamstring was not holding up.
Okay. Yeah, I think no matter what, I'm a little bit on the fence. You mentioned Oladipo at 22 fantasy points. They also have half a steal for Oladipo. That's always fun. He had 3 last game, and now that Embiid's on the court, Harden's going to pass a little bit more. Yep. Even more than he had been. So I don't mind that. And then looking over at Underdog, you mentioned we don't have that steal prop for Jimmy, but on PrizePicks, but on Underdog, they're giving us 2.5 block steals for Jimmy. So if you are trying to sweat some of the Jimmy defensive peripherals, maybe you'll like that line over there. They also have a little bit higher lines on Jimmy in terms of assists. We have Jimmy assist at 6 on PrizePicks, but they have him at 6.5. So a little bit more aggressive over there. So if you did want to grab some of the action on Jimmy's 30% assist rate, 28.5% assist rate, you get the better line on PrizePicks. But if you are just trying to get into the block steal, stuff like that, go look over there. They have Jimmy at 48.45 fantasy points. That's slightly above the PrizePicks line. And Both of those are right in line, very linear with my projection. So I'm a little on the fence there, but I will agree with the Oladipo, 22 fantasy points, and then I'll write down half a steal as well, just a little fun small one to sweat.
Yeah, I mean, when Harden's on the court, that's live every time. So
yeah, and then
how come we don't get an assist prop for Depot?
I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe we can request that.
Because if he's playing now, he's gonna be with Lowry out. He's gonna be playing a lot of minutes like he did last game with Hero and Butler on the court together. That's just a lot more assist opportunity for all three of those guys to feed off each other, and it's just interesting we don't get that prop for him.
Yeah, I'm okay with the fantasy prop being this low. Like it's one of those. Yeah. If we're gonna get more minutes than fantasy points. And Depot is that in that situation because I do think he could play 8 to 10 more minutes than the fantasy point projection. He doesn't have to be a fantasy point per minute, and we know he can be. So, yeah, I don't mind that. And we've also seen a path to where Tyler Hero becomes a defensive liability. So they would look to Depot instead. So
yes.
But I think we're on the same page where we're not going to get overly invested in the Heat.
Well, I mean, we know you're going to play your boy PJ Tucker, right?
Who is the Tucker? Who is the Tucker guy? Was it? It was Dustin, right? Dustin, you out there? Dustin, we playing PJ Tucker today? let us know, man. We'll come back to it.
Watch him drop 40 fantasy points today.
Oh, one of these days it's gonna happen. Just watch. All right, let's get on the Sixers side here. Sixers trying to make a run. I don't know if I got a Doc impression in me. Josh, stop eating those peppers. You're going to start sounding like me. You don't want to do that. That's what I did, Josh. Okay? I used to have some uppers, some downers, a little Coke, a jalapeno, and my Starbucks, Josh. Josh, today, James Harden, he's back. Joel Embiid, he's back. We're going to take this... We're going to take this series, Josh. Joel Embiid. I was going to do the board breakdown. I can't. I was going to put Joel Embiid 25. Gosh, dang. That's a little stressful.
That was good. That was solid, bro.
Yeah.
On the spot, I don't know how you do it, like on cue like that.
Man, sometimes it takes some work. 42 fantasy points for Joel Embiid. That's a lot less than my fantasy point projected on Joel Embiid. I don't know if you saw that, but it is one of the largest gaps on the slate. Embiid last outing, 42 fantasy points in 38 minutes. It is, a spot where I put respect on Adebayo. The Miami Heat have been pretty good at defending the paint, but it's Joel Embiid. And then Narrative Tuesday, Joel Embiid, not the league MVP.
No, that's big. That's big for a guy like him, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Dustin is in chat. Shout out to Dustin. So, yeah, maybe the Joel Embiid fantasy points something we can get behind early. And then also on the board, we have... Hey, Marlon Aguilar, appreciate that sub, man. Welcome to the channel. We have James Harden at 6.5 rebounds. Something you mentioned might be in play for him. 9 assists, 2.5 threes, 40 fantasy points. Tobias Harris at 3 assists, 30 fantasy points. That's a fun line. I've got Tobias Harris at 35 right now. Tyrese Maxey's at 2.5 threes made, and that's kind of just been the path to success all year against the Heat, or success, air quotations, is Adebayo, Tucker kind of holding the paint down, and the funnel defense to chucking some threes. So 2.5 threes is in play. And the guy that has been chucking threes at a frustrating rate, on either side of the spectrum, Danny Green, Josh. They got him at 2 threes, and during the Sixers games, if you're like submerged into like DFS Twitter, he is like the most polarizing subject of this series. 3 for 4, 7 for 9, then 1 for 9, 1 for 5. The volume
is pretty much like Klay Thompson right now.
Yeah, right. So he's on the board as well. I think, much like, if I'm not gonna put money on PJ Tucker, probably not gonna put money on Danny Green, but at least worth mentioning that he has a 3-point prop that if he's hitting, he's probably gonna take at least 5 threes here. So where do we start? Do you want to get behind some Joel Embiid fantasy points to start sweating the Sixer side of this game and talk to me about the rest of the Sixers as well.
Yeah, so I'm going to be on the fence with Embiid. I mean, he's going to average, he's going to give you about 4 to 5 turnovers a game. But maybe he can pick up some of these defensive peripherals more so as he gets his legs under him and conditioning gets a little bit better over time. Starting to see his scoring start to ramp up. He's getting to the free throw line more across these games. So I'm on the fence between his real points and his fantasy. But I mean, that fantasy is really low. And when your projection model is this broken for a guy, I mean, this is almost 20 fantasy point differential. It usually holds true. So I'm going to lean the model. And I'm going to go fantasy 1 and then his real points 2. I just think that conditioning is going to get better for him, and we're going to start to see somewhat of a resemblance of his normal self. And then so it looks like Tobias and Maxey. This is like when PrizePicks doesn't know what to do with them. They're just going to put them back at both at 30 fantasy points. And yeah, I mean, Tobias has been the most reliable in this whole playoffs, so I get it to go with his fantasy. His assists are interesting too when Harden's struggling and Tobias is having to pick up the slack and be the playmaker and the scorer. You could look to his assists. He does do some pick and roll action with Embiid. But a lot of that also requires guys like Danny Green to be hitting their corner wing shots too. And, being on the road in Miami, it's going to be harder for guys like Danny Green and those role players to hit their shots. So kind of lukewarm on that. But, I mean, probably just go with the fantasy for Tobias. And then Harden, man, I don't know. Do you think that game was fool's gold? Or is Harden, found his fountain of youth back to his Rocket days?
I mean,
or is it the South Beach strip clubs?
It's
last night.
Well, I mean, are you just because that was in Philly, right? So
yeah, that was in Philly, but I'm saying now this game is in Miami. Last night was he
right? Do you think okay? Man, I don't know what to think. I think that Harden game is kind of what most of us expected, and we know Harden should be doing. Maybe if you're not full-fledged believing that Harden's going to make 60% of 10 threes. But
it looked like the old Harden with the step-back 3, right? The step-back Rockets ISO 3.
And first game of the series where he had double-digit free throw attempts. So good for him. I don't want to – obviously, I don't want to put that as the expectation going forward, but it's still James Harden. It's somebody that we know can be at this level, and the stakes are extremely, extremely high. So maybe I have him at 51 fantasy points. They have him at 40. So I'm over on him and Embiid. I think my stream keeps dropping, but I think we're live.
You're cutting it out a little bit.
Oh, god dang it. I think I'm streaming at a higher resolution because I was recording at a high res for some videos earlier, and I forgot to switch it. But my bad, chat. I do have Harden projected for the over. Same with Embiid, but I almost always have Harden projected for the over, just because the algorithm's using usage rates in the last year or so. So
just like Westbrook, yeah.
Right, exactly. Okay.
I don't know, man. I think it's just too risky. He's too volatile. I'm not gonna put my money on him, but I understand if you want to ride that train, hope that he continues this little streak he has going. And then Danny Green, I don't trust on the road. He didn't even he had 1 3-pointer made in each of the road games in Miami. I think he was feeding off that home crowd energy, just shooting better at home. I just wouldn't feel comfortable clicking on him and putting my money on him. How about you?
Yeah, I think Danny Green's on that list with PJ Tucker.
And then what about Maxey? What about now that Lowry's out? That's actually, I think that's a little bit a downgrade.
It depends on Depot or Hero, right?
Yeah. Well, if Vincent guards him, Vincent's much quicker than Lowry and can keep up with him much better. Like Lowry is so slow at this stage of his career, and especially with that injury, like Maxey could easily blow by him. But now that Lowry's out, it just depends. Yeah, it depends on who's gonna put on him. I think Spoelstra will adjust accordingly, correctly. So, but I mean, yeah, if he gets Hero, I don't know. Spoelstra's not gonna let that happen again, right? What that one game Maxey just abused Hero.
Yeah, it's a game of adjustments. Are you talking
Yeah,
about that game in the regular season?
yeah,
Oh, that was
that was
so bad.
embarrassing.
That's why I'm with you on this depot number, because if Hero does fall into a black hole on defense, I think you just put Depot in the mix here. Doing some line shopping here between Underdog and PrizePicks. By the way, if you're not on Underdog, it is another prop betting type of parlay site that you guys can get some action on. They'll double your first deposit up to $100 as well. So I think it's the smart move is to have an account on both, have some bankroll on both, and line shop. Get the best bang for your buck here. Just like if you are sports betting, you want access to several different books and get the best lines. So looking at the differences between the Sixers and the PrizePicks lines for the Sixers between PrizePicks and Underdog, Joel Embiid has a 44.45 fantasy point projection versus his 42 fantasy point projection on PrizePicks. So if you wanted to throw a blanket over Embiid, the better line is on PrizePicks. And then James Harden has a 9 assist prop on Underdog. That is linear with the PrizePicks one. They also have him at 15.5 rebounds, assists, 20.5 points on PrizePicks. He's also listed at 20.5. So a lot of the James Harden lines are the same. Maxey 2.5 3-pointers made. That is the same as well, right? Maxey's at 2.5 3-pointers made. So there are some lines that are 1-to-1. What else we got here? Danny Green's at 1.5 block steal, and 8.5 points on PrizePicks. Where is that 8 points on Underdog? Where is that 8 points on PrizePicks? So a couple of small differences, but I think the most notable one would be the Embiid fantasy points. You're getting a softer line on PrizePicks, so if you're going to get some action to that, perhaps check it over here. So let's add to the list here. Do you want to sweat Joel Embiid 42 fantasy points?
I wanted to sweat one of his props just out of game theory that his conditioning is going to improve and he's going to try to step up. And I think, if they're playing from behind, he's going to even be more aggressive offensively. So, yeah, but I mean, I'm going to trust the model and just go with the fantasy and then as number one and then his points number two. What are you thinking for him?
Fantasy, yeah, blanket. By the way, to answer our boy Hayden Ronzo, yes, Underdog has WNBA. So,
hey, what about Maxey's free throws? Because I noticed in this series, I mean, with good defense like the Heat, they're gonna be aggressive, physical, and he gets a lot of his buckets from driving to the paint and drawing fouls. Do you think that 3.5 is too low, or do you think that Harden and Bede soak up a lot of the interior scrap fouls?
that's kind of what I would be concerned with. Is Harden and Embiid are so ball dominant and so much usage that a lot of times they're going to be the culprits when it comes to drawing those fouls, those free throws. But what is it at 3.5? You said?
Yes, you just got to get there 2 times.
Yeah,
really.
twice, right?
Free throw shooter.
Yeah, and then yeah, that could be a fun small line to get behind. Something he's cleared in all but one of his last 6 games. And yeah, I know you love that stat.
Oh, I didn't even. Let me look. Let's see. Oh, I just opened it. Okay, yeah, one game, he only had 2. And that was Embiid. That was Embiid's first game back. Yeah, I don't know. Who's the officials?
Actually, I think that's a good point. Let me look at Tyrese Maxey.
Kane Fitzgerald is the crew chief tonight for the game. James Williams is the ref. Tyler Ford's umpire. Okay, Kane's a fair ref. He's okay.
That's gotta be Kane.
It's Kane's brother, bro.
So looking at free throw attempts with Embiid, the last 10 games, Maxey's 5, 2, 5, 4, 2, 3. So the Embiid presence actually is probably something to note. So maybe I'm on the fence there.
Yeah, it's just a guy who's like is going to be super aggressive and attack the basket. That's against aggressive defense, physical defense. That was the only thinking behind it.
Yeah. What up, the Gamers division? Y'all see that Jimmy Taco? Yeah, we do. It's fine. Yeah, I don't mind it. All right, so all I got is Joel Embiid fantasy points.
Well, what about and then maybe mid tier would be like Tobias prop, like maybe his fantasy.
Do Tobias fantasy? I'm fine with that. Hey. The Gamers division. I appreciate that sub, man. Welcome to the channel. So I have Tobias at 35 fantasy points. So it's not like a massive gap, but there's still a slight lean on the over. I'm not rushing to click it by any means. I'm just saying, like, if you're looking, since we're scrapping from the barrel for Sixers props, or I mean, just I don't know, just fade the Sixers. This game sucks.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you. I would probably just grab a couple players from this game and then mainly load up on the next game, even though the next game is not super ideal, but it's somewhat better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, we'll do that. Shopping these lines for each team one more again on Underdog. Make sure we're not missing anything. They have Hero at half a steal. They have Depot at 1.5 turnovers. Do we have any Harden turnover props to get behind? Let's see.
That would be a free square. They sometimes have Embiid turnovers on, I think, like 4.5 on Underdog usually.
They have him at 3.5 turnovers Embiid.
Oh, that is really nice. I was clicking when I was doing Underdog. I was clicking on his 4.5 and it was coming through before his face injury.
4 turnovers, 4 turnovers, 4 turnovers, 5 turnovers, 6 turnovers.
Yep.
Let's do it, Josh.
Yep.
That's our Underdog special.
Wait, does Underdog have any promos today?
No.
Oh.
No. All right, so I'm gonna put Underdog Embiid over 3.5 TOs.
I like it. Ball dominant guy, big.
Yeah. Bam Adebayo over 3.5 Terrell Owens. Let's go.
Hey,
all right.
Bam's all about some Terrell Owens conditioning, man. He'll be sprinting up and down. Speaking of Bam, do you want to? Do we just avoid him because he did have a pretty solid game against Embiid last game? I was gonna say if you wanted to do some unders, but kind of scares me he had that.
I like Bam, so you guys can kick rocks.
Hey, you called the under on him.
Yeah, in game. Yes, no, because I thought his point prop got to sky high and Lowry was in and blah 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 blah.
I mean, his point prop is back to 17.5.
Okay, that's too low. Like it was I was getting the under at like 21, wasn't it? 21.
No, it was 18.5.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Hey, Underdog has this rivals game mode where they take players from the same game, put them against each other. So it's just a little way to get different than just straight prop betting. So if you guys didn't know about that, now you know. Click the link in chat. Double your first deposit. They have Danny Green plus 3.5 rebounds versus Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris plus 1 3-pointer made versus Tyrese Maxey. They got Jimmy Butler, PRA. They're giving Butler the hook versus Embiid. Straight up. Ooh. Jimmy Butler plus a hook against Embiid straight up for real points. Then they're giving you Bam Adebayo, Josh, your boy, plus 6.5 PRA versus James Harden. Ooh. And then Tobias Harris. Wow, they have Tobias Harris plus 1.5 PRA straight up versus Tyler Hero. That's interesting.
That Bam versus Harden's like the complete polar opposites. It's like the guy who can't stop sprinting and the guy who can't.
The guy who can't sprint. Oh, man. Oh, that's so wrong. PJ Tucker versus Danny Green. Points and rebounds. We have found the one. This is the prop.
Have you found success with these? I've never tried the rivals yet.
So I usually find the lines are pretty good.
Okay.
So like unless it's like extremely bad, then I'll take the one side or the other. In this one, I think it's all pretty fair and funny. But Danny Green versus PJ Tucker straight up is just a hilarious thing to swear.
Oh yeah.
So it's on there. Anyway, let me get caught up on chat. before we move on. What up, Mr. Hustle? Says, I want to try and run 150 lineups. What optimizer do you guys recommend? I use Fantasy Cruncher. I would also say don't dive head deep into 150 lineups without working your way up. Try 20, try 50, try 100. That's a lot of lineups to manage, and a simple mistake can get you in trouble. So, and if you are going to do 150, make sure you understand the CSV transfer process and don't wait till the last second to try and get that going. So, plenty of moving variables that can get you in trouble. But I wouldn't say go from 5 lineups to 150. Especially like it sounds like you haven't even like started the optimizer process. So just be responsible. Maybe start with the quarter arcade, something like that. Also see Bam under 29.5 PRA. Jermaine, what up, Jermaine? Homie from Australia in chat. I don't hate that. I'm on the like this is what it's just all year long. Heat games are just, man, you guys can have it, but we have to. I mean, we have to cover something because we only get 2 games to choose from. So I don't. We're not as bullishly lazy on it. Like if it's a regular season where we got 10 games, all right, move along. Heat, we're over here, but we gotta at least shop. All right, let's move on to the main event tonight. The Mavericks at the Phoenix Suns. We've got a 215 total, a 6-point spread in favor of the home team, Phoenix Suns. No notable news that we don't already know here. Luka Doncic and the boys looking to usurp the Phoenix Suns on the road. This is the game.
The better game.
Luka Doncic is coming to the board, 31.5 real points, 8 assists, 48.5 PRA, 55 fantasy points, 6.5 free throws, 1.5 block steals. Jalen Brunson's on the board, 17.5 real points, 25.5 PRA, 28 fantasy points. DFS, the homie, 18.5 PRA. I mean, we've been attacking his PRA. We've been attacking Mikal Bridges. They're just becoming like some of my favorite lines throughout the postseason right now. And DFS kind of had that breakout coming out game where he started getting a little bit of national attention. Was it was it JJ Redick? It was like, I love DFS or whatever. And then like every DFS tout ever, including me, and I had to delete it because it was cringe. It was quote tweeting that. So he's at 18.5. We like that. Reggie Bullock comes onto the board with 2.5 3-pointers made. Our boy Kleba has 1.5 threes. Dwight Powell's on the board. Dinwiddie's on the board. Dinwiddie starting off at 19 fantasy points. It's the Mavs. It's on the road. It starts at Luka. Well, where does it stop, man? What are we writing to the list from the Maverick side? Take it away.
Oh man, I don't know. So we kind of predicted that these role players like Finney and Reggie Bullock and Maxey would play a lot better and shoot a lot better at home. And I think it especially holds true for the Mavs. Just all season long, they're just really a dominant home team. Their defense significantly improves at home all season long. And yeah, we saw that in those 2 games. Their defense, they were all over. I mean, Reggie gave Chris Paul problems all game long, both games. Now, the big question is, can they sustain and keep that momentum going, that defense, especially defensive momentum, into Phoenix?
I'm going to cut you off for just 1 second. Just 1 second, because it is topical. But the PrizePicks, you know how they do the 2 tacos, one for Twitter, one for Discord?
Yep.
They released voting for Twitter for who gets the taco. Chris Paul, Luka, Devin Booker, Jalen Brunson, all in this game that we're talking about. So if we can influence the masses, who do we want to discount on? Chris Paul, Luka Doncic, Devin Booker, or Jalen Brunson?
Probably. I mean, so Chris Paul, out of all of them, is going to have the. Well, you said Mikal Bridges.
No. What? No.
You said Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, Luka, Devin Booker, or Jalen Brunson, and then once this vote's done, they'll add. I
think Chris Paul is probably gonna have the lowest point line out of all of those guys. So if you could reduce that even more, so that would probably be most ideal. And I just have which I'll get to in a little bit. I just think that he's gonna have a bounce back game today, at home. So
there's 15 minutes left to vote. So if you're on Twitter, so we're voting for Chris Paul.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
just because
Luka Doncic is just gonna run away with this one. So
I mean, and Luka's fine too. I mean, I like him, which I'm gonna go into, but I mean, he's gonna start at such a higher ceiling for his point props and
really a way higher floor. So I'm with you. All right, cool. Well, it looks like Luka's gonna run away with it. There's 15 minutes left on that one.
Wait, for which prop are they choosing?
So the way it works is they nominate the candidate, and then the candidate gets elected. And then after the candidate gets, elected, then they put a follow-up poll, usually betting on his what gets reduced. And I imagine they'll give us PRA points, assists. I will never get fantasy points. But that's just my guess.
It'd be cool if we get 3-point prop because that's what I was gonna get into. But I don't. I mean, so yeah, getting back to that, like he is shooting really bad from 3, and his signature step back 3, which he shoots that's his best 3-point shot he shoots at the highest percentage. He's he's shooting really bad right now. He went 1 of 10 that last game, 2 of 7 the game before that at home. But he shot so much better on the road and the Suns. And I just think a lot of that's due to he felt the pressure on the road that he had to carry the team. And he didn't feel the pressure as much, at home with his guys around him, role players supporting cast shooting so well and playing so well. I think, with the game theory that I think the Suns are going to come out super aggressive and Monty's going to have them as hungry dogs out there to regain the momentum of this series. I think the Mavs are going to be playing from behind, and I think Luka's going to have to, feel the need to put the team on his back even more so. And I mean, his 3-point shooting has to improve. I mean, it's so bad right now. I just feel like he's due for a bounce back here. He's going to take 10 plus threes. If you want a low line for him, the 3.5 threes, I would maybe, gamble on. And then his 31.5 points along those same lines, that same game theory that he's going to have to carry the team. Because I don't think these guys, Finney's not going to make 8 threes on the road today like he did at home last game. So they're due for some regression, especially in this hostile environment in Phoenix. So, yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to stick with just Luka on this. You could find some low lines like Brunson's 3 assists or maybe Reggie's 4 rebounds, some low lines like that for these role players. But I think I'm just going to mainly stick with Luka's points or 3-point prop, and then ready to move on to the Suns unless you have strong opinion on Luka.
I mean, I'm with you on Luka, but is that really the only thing you want, Luka?
I think so.
What do you want to do? Fantasy points?
No, I want to do his 3-point prop or his real points.
Real points.
I just don't think. I think the role players, they had their games, they had their moments at home, and I just think they're going to regress today.
I think Dorian Finney-Smith's a lock.
All right.
PRA? You're not? How am I?
I'm not against it. I'm not against it at all.
It sounds like you're against it, if I'm being honest.
No. I'm just saying Luka is a primary target for me just because of game theory.
Okay.
But yeah, his
when he's not in foul trouble, he playing 42 minutes, right?
That's another thing. Yeah. Being on the road, they're not going to get the calls. They're going to get more fouls called on them. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I think Finney and Reggie are underrated wings, and especially Finney. He's so long and has so much length, and his shot is really improved over the years. So I definitely think he's an important piece for the Mavs, and I just worry about.
I need him to represent half a peripheral per minute.
Yeah,
is that possible?
It's funny because what was it? Before the playoffs started, or when the playoffs started, you were down on Finney. You were like, I don't know if I can click on his fantasy. I was like, he's playing 40 plus minutes. You're like, but it's Finney.
Yeah, I mean, and we're seeing players we wouldn't normally play throughout the regular season.
Yeah,
have a role in the postseason, and I just think 18.5 PRA. I mean, you're playing 40, 42 minutes. I mean, and it comes down to first of all, I'll say this: 6-point spread for Phoenix. there's Phoenix is still the best for my money, the best team in basketball.
I agree.
Maybe Boston if they're fully healthy. So
Yeah,
there's
Boston has their offensive problems at times. They go stagnant, but yes.
So the door's always open for a blowout. So that does exist. But
Yes.
just for minutes here on Dorian Finney-Smith, man. 40 of them. I've got him for almost 32 fantasy points. Let me see what my Dorian.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna have exposure to him. I was just talking like my top.
I have him for 22.2 PRA. So I'm over on the PRA too.
No, the PRA makes sense. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I get it. I mean, because he's so
in before Dorian Finney-Smith PRA gun special in the prop detector today, so that when that busts, everyone gets to tag me tonight on Discord.
And I mean, to be honest, like how aggressive he is on the offensive glass, and he gets putbacks. Like I feel like the only way it's gonna fail is if he gets in foul trouble or a game blows out.
Hey, Dre Bands, man, appreciate the sub. Welcome to the channel. All right,
so it makes sense. It makes sense.
Okay, well, let's move on to.
And then, I mean, do you trust Reggie at all?
Reggie Bullock. If I wanted to get some action on Reggie, I'm just hoping for him to hit some threes, right?
Yep.
That's about it. Same with Maxey, but Finney is just, I don't know. I'm there on Finney. All right, let's go Suns here.
Wait a minute. Wait. They get Dwight Powell at 7 fantasy points. I assume they don't have a first half prop for him, right?
Let's see. NBA first half. Dwight Powell. No, they do not.
Yeah, I mean 7 fantasy points. Okay,
that's really low.
Yeah, yeah. He seems to only really benefit when guys get in foul trouble like Finney or Reggie or Maxey.
It goes Reggie, Finney, Devin Book, and CP.
And then Dinwiddie.
We can move on to the Suns, bro.
Yeah,
we can move on to the Suns.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Suns board's looking like Devin Booker at 27.5 real points, 5.5 assists, 3 threes, 2 coins, and a fountain. Each one seeking happiness. Chris Paul, 16.5 real points, 8.5 assists. That's really low for Chris Paul. 29.5 PRA, 1.5 blocks and steals for Mr. Chris Paul. But that's a line that he's hit once in the last 5. That's your favorite stat. 36 fantasy points for CP3. I currently have Chris Paul at 44, so I'm a little plus. What is it? 8 plus 8. So maybe I'll look at that. DeAndre Ayton. They've got him implied for a double-double. They don't give us the double-double prop. However, they give us 16.5 full game points. So I imagine we're getting 8.5, 9 first half points. And then they also give us DeAndre Ayton 32 fantasy points. I'm at 42 or 41. So I'm at a plus 8 and change over on that. And then McCall Bridges, man, my DFS of the Sun side here. They got him at 26 fantasy points. Another guy's going to go out there and play 42, 44 minutes. And they also have at 19.5 PRA, something that's hit all but one game. They have him at half a block shot, McCall Bridges, and 1.5 blocks and steals.
Like it.
Like it a lot. I like it a lot. They have Jay Crowder on the board, 10.5 points. I think you mentioned
favorite.
That. Yeah.
He's the fan hero, man.
How did this happen? How did this happen, by the way?
It's by design. The Jason Kidd's like, you know what? The only person that can beat us is Crowder. Everyone else we're going to try to stop. Crowder, take your shot, open shots. He's wide open, dude, at the top of the key every time.
All right. Well, he's at 10.5. Cameron Johnson, Cameron Payne, JaVale McGee. Somebody in chat, my boy Sheriff Gun Get You said, I love McGee first half PRA. Please tell me why I'm wrong. So, McGee, by the way, half a block and steal. That's kind of his thing, block shots. 13.5 fantasy points. Full game PRA is at 9.5. So, let's tell Sheriff why he's wrong if we think that. So, let's go to the last couple first half rotations for JaVale McGee. In the very literal last game, he had 5 minutes in the first half. That's scary. In the game prior, McGee Let's see, 3.4 for 7 minutes in the first half. So, I mean, it's scary to sweat a 7-minute guy. But if his PRA is less than a 1 per minute, if we expect him to get those minutes, I guess it makes sense. 4.5 PRA. So you need him to do 5 things in 5 to 7 minutes. The 7 fantasy points is interesting as well because he is more of a block-centric guy. But, man, Sheriff, I don't know, man. I might leave you hanging on that one, man. But, hey, like I say, you got that feeling in your bad knee with the storm coming in.
Yeah.
Do it. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me what I'm wrong. Hold on. The backup center was a witch. No, Josh, you know.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Sheriff. What are you talking about?
Have you ever seen the wicked the? You're gonna tell me I'm wrong? Her sister was a witch, right? The Wicked Witch of the East, bro.
Got you, bro.
So you're gonna look at me and tell me I'm wrong? I don't know. Maybe that's not a 1-to-1. All right, what are we taking action on the Suns here? You want some Chris Paul fantasy? You want some Ayton real points? Are you with the Mikal Bridges PRA? If I like DFS PRA, I'm gonna like Mikal Bridges PRA. It's like generic cereal, you know?
Yeah, I mean they're pretty similar. Definitely similar style play. I mean, I just noticed like at home, Mikal gets up defensively and picks up those stocks. So if I had to pick one, I would lean his fantasy or his 1.5 block steal. But
Okay.
the PRA is very low, and it's something we targeted all year, primarily when one of the key guys are out. But these role players, like I beating a dead horse here. I mean, they're gonna play better at home. So yeah, I like the PRA. I like all 3 props. I'm gonna intermix them. I'm gonna get some exposure to the PRA in a car and his block steal, and then in fantasy another. And then yeah, Crowder. I mean, this guy. I don't like playing him, but I mean, Jason Kidd is basically forcing me to play him because the way they're scheming against the Suns, they're focusing all their attention on Booker and Chris Paul, and yeah, Crowder's open. And if a guy's gonna be open, even if he can go ice cold, eventually he's gonna start making those shots. He had some aggression last game, I believe. I think he shot 2 of 8 or 2 of 7 from 3. But they only bumped it by 1 point. He was sitting at 9.5 points this entire series. So, yeah, I'd probably go this 10.5 points or his fantasy score, or even his 1.5 block steal. I mean, that's his forte. And being at home, he should get some calls his way and scorekeeping his way. So, yeah, probably same with just like Bridges. I'll probably get some exposure to those 3 props from Crowder. And then Chris Paul, they opened him at 15.5, and not surprisingly, they bumped it up to 16.5. I thought the 15.5 was way too low. I don't know if you saw all that stuff that went on and kept track of what happened with his family in the Mavs.
Yeah,
team.
I saw like some kid. It was like 13-year-old kid.
Yeah,
an unwanted hug.
Yeah,
And I don't know what the details is, man. But in my mind, I'm like, man, what if this kid has like autism or something? He's just trying to hug. And Chris Paul is like threatening to kill.
Right, and the sad thing is like Chris Paul looked at him straight in his eyes and said, "I'm gonna see you later tonight." You don't tell a little kid that, man. But I mean, I get it. Man. You don't touch anyone's family members.
And you know, when I saw the video, I didn't think that was a 13-year-old kid at first glance either. But yeah, that's Chris Paul for you. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just think, yeah, I don't know what it is with Chris Paul, man. Like, it's just like it's like the curse, like playoff curse, especially the 2-0 curse when he goes up 2-0 in a series. Like, he just mentally checks out, man. It's weird. Like for a guy who everyone regards as
Stop it.
They regard him as the point guard, like the guy who makes the right
Josh V in the chat. All of a sudden, Josh V. No, I get him, Doc Rivers. There's a history of usually with Chris Paul, it's injury related.
Yes. I mean, it's just overall just like a curse, just like a dark cloud surrounding him. I don't know. It's just weird these last 2 games. I don't know if it's just like just fatigue of the season on him and just wearing mentally, but he just like he would mentally checked out those last 2 games in Dallas. But with that said, I think he bounces back at home. Kind of silence the critics a little bit because there's a lot of chatter in the media and everything about the typical Chris Paul in the playoffs. So I think he'll come out aggressive. I think they'll go back to their game plan of utilizing Aiton, who I know people are real down on, especially me. He has burned me two slates in a row when I played him by a hook both nights, and he was the only one I needed both nights. So he's been frustrating, but I think they get back to the roots here at home. I think they're gonna get Aiton his points, get him involved because he is their X factor. Like he is the guy that they can rely on in this matchup and feed. So I think his 16.5 points is too low, and same with Chris Paul's 16.5 points. I think is too low. I think the Suns are gonna get back to what worked in games 1 and 2, and be efficient offensively through that Aiton pick and roll action with Chris Paul and him. And then Booker, yeah, at home you can get hot. They did bump his 3-point prop up to 3 though from 2.5. I would have jumped all over that if it was still at 2.5, but it's still in play. And then obviously his points 27.5 is live too because he's especially if the game stays close, he's gonna play 42 plus minutes, and we could see him take over in the fourth quarter or just in one quarter. We've seen him take over and get hot. Just like he's equivalent to like a Steph's quarters or third quarters. So if I had to rank it, I'd probably go just Chris Paul number 1 because of how low the line, his point line is, and then I'd probably go Booker 2 for his points, and then Aiton 3, just because how much he's burned me. But schematically and the way the game should go, it should be Aiton 2. But I'm gonna be a little recency bias for how much he's burned me the last 2 games.
Okay, makes sense. Looking at Underdog, comparing some lines here, they had Jay Crowder at 11.5 points, so you're getting a better line, softer line on PrizePicks. DeAndre Ayton's at 11 rebounds on Underdog. I think he was at 10.5 on. He's at 10.5 on PrizePicks. So you're getting some more aggressive lines over on Underdog. But yeah, our boy Sway and Mock said that I lost you on that Wizard of Oz meme reference, so I'm just gonna play it, Josh. I can't believe you haven't seen it, but it's hilarious.
Hold on! Hold on! Her sister was a witch!
Nah, it's fine.
Right?
Nah.
And what was her sister? A princess!
Bro, this guy is hardcore debating, and then this guy pulls out a knife.
Am I wrong?
You're gonna tell me I'm wrong? Anyway, I don't know, man. It's like a super heated debate about Wizard of Oz, and it's just hilarious to see 2 grown men screaming at each other about like logistics of. You've never seen it, bro? It's like one of the most popular videos on the internet. I have to send you the actual link. But for those of you when I referenced that earlier, some people in chat didn't understand it either. And I was just like, how have you not seen one of the most glorious videos in the history of the internet? So you're gonna tell me I'm wrong? All right, let's go look at the rivals on Underdog for this last game here and see if we can find any leans.
I mean, would you agree that the Suns bounce back in a big way today?
Yeah, I think they win the championship. So I'm looking for them to answer. There's not much for this game, I guess. I guess there is. They got Devin Booker versus Luka, PRA, and Booker gets a plus 11.5. Jalen Brunson's plus 4.5 PRA versus Chris Paul. That's intriguing. DFS versus Ayton. I thought it would have been great to see DFS versus McCall Bridges. That's not in the cards here. And then Chris Paul plus 15.5 real points versus Luka. So if you think Luka scores 32, you need Chris Paul to score 17, 18. And then Devin Booker plus 6 rebounds versus DeAndre Ayton. So a lot of really tough lines to get behind, but if you guys want to get some action on it, it's there. They also have DFS versus Reggie Bullock, same team rival for 3-pointers made. So just who hits more threes. So something to keep an eye on. But yeah, I think the Suns should answer back here.
Yeah, I agree. So I think it's important that we rank this for guys because I mean, obviously you can't play for like 4 of these guys on the same card, and it wouldn't make sense to play like 4 of these guys point props because like they're all not gonna hit like 20 plus points. So I think we should rank order them and then before we do our overall ranking.
Okay, so rank the Suns props.
Because there's a lot of ideal ones when we just need to hone in on like our top 3, I think, or
okay,
top 4.
Well, I mean, anytime the Suns are on the table, I always expect Devin Booker to score the most real points.
Okay, so you want to go ahead his real points, number 1?
Well, if I had to rank who scores the most points most often, I think it's always Devin Booker 1.
Okay.
And then we mentioned Ayton's matchup is a plus, right? But
it's Ayton.
It is
the
Ayton.
dude can disappear. Reminds me so much of LaMarcus Aldridge. Reminds me so much of him.
Have we given up on Chris Paul having 15 assists so quickly?
Well, the problem is that like Devin Booker's playmaking so much.
Right.
When he has the ball in his hands.
Let's see. This season when Paul and Booker are on the court together, the aggregate says we got a 42% or 41% assist rate for Chris Paul. However, if we go just to May with this new approach, Chris Paul has a 25% assist rate. So he still leads the team in assists, but it's not quite the 35-40% that we're accustomed to. And then so far in this playoffs, Devin Booker's just leading the trio in usage. Meanwhile, DeAndre Ayton's at 27% usage rate, still less than a fantasy point per minute. Jay Crowder has a 15% assist rate. Why?
Because I mean, the ball rotates to him because he's open, so he gets the ball and then he'll make a decision whether to shoot or pass it up.
That's true. I think I'd only be comfortable going Booker, or if I had to rank, I always expect Booker to score the most.
Okay, so Booker points, and then you want to go Mikal 2 or Crowder 2?
I'd rather go Mikal PRA, right? Not anything else.
Okay.
PRA or FPS.
And then
or hold on, do we get blocks and steals for him?
Yes, we do.
We want that, right?
We do. That would be a good correlation because it wouldn't affect like scoring for the other guys we pick. Okay, and then number 3 we go Crowder. Fan favorite for the fans.
Yeah, sure.
They love the green when they click on it, man.
So what do you want? You want the points or just the fantasy points? They got, what is it, 24 fantasy points? Yikes. I have at 29.
I would probably say points just because he's going to be open. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah, we'll take the 10.5 now. Remember, underdogs got him at 11.5, so I'll go points for now. They also met 1.5 block steals. Yikes.
And then 4 would be, I guess, Chris Paul.
Anything? Like,
I would say probably his 16.5 points.
skittish on assists, eh? Or no fantasy point love? I'm saying you hyping up this narrative, this emotion.
I know, man, but he's been so reckless with the ball.
That's fine.
Yeah, I get it, but it's just such a lower line to 16.5 points, and we've seen him go off in just the fourth quarter alone.
All right, I'm on the fence there. I want to believe in it. I want to believe in positive regression on this assist crap.
And what's up with him? Like, he's not even getting to the free throw line these last 2 games. It's crazy.
By the way, the Luka vote is official. Luka's gonna have a taco for the second half of the slate. Apparently, like, the track record is that PRA tends to always win these votes. So, Gun Decker Gaming News is projecting that Luka Doncic's PRA will be the second taco. So look out for that. But if you're on Twitter, look out for that voting process. But I guess PRA is just...
What is it at right now?
his PRA right now, Luka is at 48.5. So it might
probably go to 44.5.
44.5 probably. Which would be, if I look at my projections, Control F Luka. I'm at 47.6, so I would be on the over.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What's up, Ayo? Matt Polchin says Crowder 6 points first half. You like that?
Is there a reason?
It's a little bit of a tax, though, right? You're having to double the. You know what I mean? Like if it's 10.5 real, it's a little bit of a tax. So you're looking for 2 threes. I hate that could possibly push. But you mean, is there a reason, like, if you expect this game to stay close, you shouldn't really get too crazy in the first half? Sheriff says all we need is 2 Spain pick and rolls and 1 rebound. We can cash it. Let's go. Luka got the taco. All right. Kazar says last 4 without Lowry. Oladipo had up to 8 rebounds once, cleared 3.5 in 3 out of 4 games. Yeah, Oladipo rebounds was actually one of your favorite props, right?
Yeah, I looked it up. He has he's like the 3rd highest rebound percentage when Lowry is off the court. He's right behind. He's right there with Jimmy, actually, his rebound percentage. He's like 1% less, and then obviously Bam is number 1.
Everyone hates Chris Yogun. What do you have for Lucas fantasy points? I got him for 64 FanDuel, 61 DraftKings. Chat, we have a free Discord. We have 2 things that are free. First of all, hitting that thumbs up is literally free, and at 140 plus of like the best people on YouTube watching, you guys should just hit the thumbs up to represent. Secondly, if you look in the description below, there's a link to the free Discord. That'll get you in here. You can be part of this crew since yesterday. Twan, Major Plays, Prismic, G-Backwood, Giannis Bull, Man, King Reggie, Strings, Multimedia Man, June Money, Big Deal, Kiko, all have jumped in here lately. Chop it up with the crew, man. This chat doesn't have to be limited to just when we're live. They're in here chopping up WNBA. They're playing middle of the night CSGO props, and of course always talking basketball, and apparently sharing pictures of James Harden on a stripper pole. Josh, what the what? I gotta be careful.
There's no nudity. It's safe. It's PG-13.
Who took the time to edit that? What the?
I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you did not make that GIF.
I did. It's an app. You can add any head or face to whatever GIF you want.
Okay. You find small ways to get weirder every day.
Hey, man, it brightens the day, right? Something new, something different.
If your wife walks in on you putting James Harden's head on a stripper body, she's just done asking questions at this point.
Oh yeah, WNBA film, and then that, yeah.
Okay, well, chat, join the free Discord. Also hit the like button, hit the thumbs up. Let's recap our favorite picks, and then do we got basketball tomorrow? NBA schedule.
We have basketball, right?
Embiid turnover prop. Oh, on Underdog, they didn't add one for PrizePicks, right? They don't ever do turnover props. But yeah, the Embiid turnover prop on Underdog is definitely something that we like. Tomorrow, yeah, we got Bucks, Celtics, Warriors, Grizzlies. We're pretty much good every day. And we might get a bunch of Game 7s, so we'll see. We'll see. All right, to recap. By the way, if you want to play that Embiid turnover prop, it's on Underdog. You'll get your first deposit doubled. So, there's a link in chat. Use code GUNDECKER. So to recap the list that I got, for the Heat, I've got Victor Oladipo, over 22 fantasy points, half a steal.
Yep.
76ers. What?
No, and one more. Strauss, 2.5 threes. He's going to take more threes with Lowry out. Lowry was taking like 5+ threes.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
He's at home.
For the Sixers, we're going to go Joel Embiid over fantasy points, Underdog over 3.5 turnovers. That's all I got for the Sixers. I guess we thought about maybe the Tobias fantasy points. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, for sure.
Mavs, Luka Doncic, 3 points and real points.
And then the taco, yeah, the PRA taco.
Okay, taco, PRA taco. And then DFS. Gun special, 18.5 PRA. Brace yourself for that.
Balance out the second quarter.
I hate you. Don't you have a pepper to eat?
Plenty.
Oh my god! Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't you do it! God dang it! He's doing it! He's doing it! Oh my god! McCall Bridges 19.5 PRA, 1.5 blocks and steals. It's the only thing I got from the Sun. Oh no, it's not. Devin Booker points, McCall Bridges, Jay Crowder points, Chris Paul points. But I'm like, yeah, not super. We'll put thingies. All right. So I tell you what, if you guys are members of the channel, not just subscribers, but channel members, we do this thing in the free Discord where there's a members area where only members that I think it's like $5 a month by clicking the join button below. Josh will keep tabs on the entire prop detector, so there'll be some more that are a little bit more fringe and tertiary. If you really want to get in some action, it'll throw them in here.
Oh,
what?
Hold up! Wait a minute.
Hold up! Wait a minute.
We got turnovers. We finally got turnovers on PrizePicks.
Wait, on PrizePicks?
Let's go! Yeah, we got Harden 4.5 turnovers.
Oh, I thought they were trolling us. I didn't think they were trolling.
I just looked. I just refreshed and I saw turnovers, man.
Oh yeah, look at that.
All right, so we can get on some Sixers props now, dude.
Let's go. Harden turnovers, and you can correlate that with the like Jimmy steals and stuff like. Yeah, okay.
Nice.
And being 3.5 turnovers is like free, but
yeah, I expected this to come. I thought it would be like for the finals or like the semis, but good thing. Shout out to them for giving it to us now.
Yeah, my bad, Jeff. I didn't. Hey, shout out to you, Jeff. My bad, Jeff.
Oh man, this changes everything, man. These are top props right here.
Let's go, baby. All right, cool. So hey, if you guys are members or you want to become channel members, you click the join button. When you jump into Discord, there's a process to link your YouTube to your Discord account, and then once you do, it'll automatically give you the YouTube member role, and you guys can get access to all of these channels. And Josh will post the prop detector, so that'll be his final list. And then if you don't know about Josh, yes, he eats peppers and he's a psycho, but the man kills it on PrizePicks. Yesterday a couple of $1,000 hits, and then the day prior, like I said yesterday, you basically got yourself a down payment on a new car. And speaking of, I joked about that. Our boy Logan literally got a new car because of our PrizePicks. Yeah, dude, that's not a joke, chat. Our boy bought a truck based off from his PrizePicks bankroll. So so I'm glad to see success. Now, obviously, that's not the atypical result, but that makes me so happy to see my young blood out here buying a new truck because he was able to come up with PrizePicks money, man. Turnover, what do you like the most? We like the Joel Embiid turnovers, right?
What about Harden?
Yeah. And
I'm gonna get in trouble with these turnovers, man.
You are. They don't have Jimmy's blocks and steals.
Obviously, you could play them on the same card, Harden and Embiid, but I would probably just isolate them and mix them in different cards.
But it's also it's more opportunities at correlating stuff, right?
True.
So. Yes. Maybe they'll start adding some more, but if you look at the steal, they have a steals tab too, by the way. So Oladipo's at half a steal. Well, that would correlate with Harden or Embiid turnovers. You know what I mean? Same with Adebayo or something like that. So just more ways for our cards to tell a story. So yeah, I do like that. Shout out to PrizePicks for adding that, even though it was late in the stream, late in the slate, but it is another added layer of getting some props here. So
wait, if you had to pick your favorite one of the two, because I would definitely get exposure being on the road in Miami, both guys ball dominant. If you had to pick between the two, which one would you rank as your favorite?
Embiid over 3.5 turnovers.
Okay,
that makes sense, right? Heat have one of the strongest defensive front courts.
Yeah,
Embiid's a big old dude, right? You can get into get a reach in, and any get her. Oh god, dang it!
or did you mean reach around?
Stop. Yeah, for me it's Embiid. He does have a knack for turning the ball over. He actually averages he averages over 3 turnovers a game. So I guess it's more in line here. But lately, 4, 4, 4, 5, 6, 4. And, the 3 turnovers a game is in games where he's playing more like 34, 35 minutes, 5, 5. When you add the minutes there, the turnover rate kind of gets there. So, yeah, I'm with that. I like it. So let's do some work on that. I got to get into the rundfs.com VIP voice chat. I got to work on some baseball chat. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Let's get those likes up, though. 53 likes. Can we get to like 80 likes? And that'd be great. Sam in chat. Sam, we got a bunch of I love seeing all the Gundacker Gaming members, man. And we're going to start seeing you guys get the Panda Bear soon. Jimmy under turnovers. You like that? The Panda Bear avatar? So the way it works is when you you get the G's and then it turns into the panda. So once you become a panda, you're like a vet, man. What up, Errol? I like Embiid over 3.5. I like that too, for sure. What up, Nays? All right, boys, I'm out of here. Twitter.com/Gundacker. Get in that free Discord. I appreciate you guys making part of our day. Be part of your day. Tell somebody you love them because we love you. And this man eats peppers, and that's just weird. Good. Oh, you're gonna do it? You're gonna do it? Hold on. Wait. What do you got? I'll big screen you on the way out. You get the spiciest one you got. What's the spiciest one you got?
I got this one right here, man.
Do it.
This one's spicy.
Do it.
Woo. I'm gonna cool off with the jalapeno.
I'm gonna cool. I hate you, dog. Chat. We'll be back tomorrow. 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money. You are a very weird person.
Fell down one.
So is that like you grew that one, or is that like farmer's market side of the road?
The red one, yeah, man.
God dang.
I'm gonna take a break and I'll be back on chat.
All right, and we take a break. Oh, okay. You're gonna be waddling.